Czwarta strzałka przedostatniego, sekcja Let's fucking go. Just you two here? Very sus. Artoria was here just a moment ago. She said she was gonna take a walk outside the camp to get some night air. Sure, it's a little reckless of her to go out on her own right before a big battle, but she's strong enough now that she will be... But she's strong enough now that she will be fine even if one of the fairy knights were to attack her. The real problem is whatever made her want to go outside. Maybe she's tired from being around all these people? Well, you know, she's always had a tough time with crowds. Well, with fairies, really. Not that she's much better with humans either. Maybe it's because she can tell when someone is lying. Huh? She can? Must be fey eyes. Muriel said that it used to be impossible to lie to fairies because they could see your true feelings. From what I could tell, she still had a little of that power herself. Hold on, Oberon told us that ever since British fairies started imitating human society, British fairies, they lost the mystic that gave them their fey eye. Alright, Artoria isn't a British fairy. She came here from Avalon, which means she can see lies. She can tell what others are really thinking. No, she might be seeing even deeper than that. This might be rich coming from me, seeing as I spent my life fixated on things like evil, retribution and karma. But if she can see people's karma, that would be terrible for her. I'm sure one reason fairies disappeared from proper human history is the advance of civilization. I bet a bigger one, though, is that they couldn't stand seeing human malice laid bare. W sumie? To nic. OBS mi się zaciął i nie chciał się włączyć. Dopiero co się włączył. As human invented language and began studying the world around them, the whole species grew wiser and knowledge spread from the privileged class to the masses. But that also helped lies, deceit and pretenses spread all over the world. That's what the fairies couldn't bear, that's why they stopped having anything to do with humans. But now the fairies of this Lostbelt are just as pretentious and deceitful as humans. And only two fairies can see just how ugly those lies are, Artoria and Morgan. They are the only two who are like the fairies we knew in proper human history. Gotcha, makes sense. It's one thing to see through lies, but quite another to see the lies themselves. Sometimes we humans choose to go along with what someone's telling us even when we know they are lying. We can turn a blind eye if it will help things go smoothly. But you can't do that if you have fey eyes. They leave you no choice but to face both the lie and the true feelings behind it. What if we banned lying forever? Co my, komunizm? What if they only hang out with honest people? It still wouldn't be enough. There will always be gaps between what someone says and thinks, no matter how honest they are. In some ways, it's actually better if someone lies to you out of contempt. As long as you know what they are doing, there are ways to cope. But if you can see the lies for what they are, you need to cope harder. The worst are the kind people tell to make you feel better. Even if they are doing it for good reasons, a lie is a lie. So if even white lies told out of kindness and consideration seem dirty to those with fey eyes, then this Britain must be no different from human society as far as a fairy of paradise is concerned. And if that's true, would she really want to save a world like that? Of course she would. She's got her head screwed on straight about that kinda thing. If she was going to jump ship, she'd have done so long ago. I don't know why she's so stubborn. But whatever the reason, she's definitely made of the most unyielding steel around. The kind of person who will never compromise their principles, no matter what. Gotta say though, you never know what life materialization has in store. I was planning to head back to the foreign god as soon as I'd worked off what my life's worth. But this job turned out to be a whole lot longer than I expected. One thing led to another, and the next thing I knew, we were only half a day away from attacking Camelot. And I'm gonna be doing it together with the Master of Chaldea too. Woulda thunk? You know, now that you mention it, it really is a hell of a situation we found ourselves in. I can only imagine the headaches Director Gordolf must be getting when he reads my reports. I don't suppose you would be willing to join us officially, would you? You know, that's not a bad idea. Wait, could you actually do that? Sure I could, and the foreign god did all the foreign god did was summon servants and give them jobs. Said we'd have no reason to defy her since we've been handpicked by the strongest being in the world, so she knew we'd never betray her. She still doesn't get the idea that some people are better fits for certain jobs than others, or that they might have actual preferences of their own. She just takes a pro and con approach to everything, though I guess that aspect might be different now. But I think I will let another version of me handle that discussion. This time it just wasn't in the cards. Damn, that's too bad. I know. Make sure you hang on to that feeling, though. I could tell there was no lie or zealousness to what you said. The only reason Artorias made it this far is cause of how honest you are with yourself. Phew, I'm exhausted. I can't believe Noknarea actually wrote up orders for each and every soldier. Squad leaders are supposed to handle that kind of thing. I guess all that mental labor tends to fall on the few who can handle it, since most northern fairies don't think about complicated things. Still, thanks to that, they are all honest and trustworthy, and they are all very loyal to Noknarea. Now that the Round Table Army has regrouped too, the battle tomorrow should play out just like the prophecy said. Morgan will be defeated without a single casualty. The pilgrimage went great, none of your traveling companions dropped out along the way, Ainsel. And the rebel army is in great shape. There's not a single soldier keeping secrets, just like in the Queen's army. All signs are pointing to a happily ever after, right, Artoria? I see. You're still hung up on Garrett, but remember, the prophecy predicted all of that. The round fortress shall burn, and the bell of water shall appear. What happened to her wasn't your fault, and she didn't desert you either. That was her fate. Is that really what you think? Of course it is. Besides, Garrett wouldn't want us to be sad about her being gone. I don't mean about her, I mean what you said about there not being a single casualty. The truth is, you think our chances of winning are slim. That the Round Table Army is going to be slaughtered, and the humans will be the first to die. And yet you're trying to comfort me by telling me there won't be any casualties. Then there's what you said about no one hiding anything, just like the Queen's army. Be honest, Oberon, you've actually known Noknarea for a long time now, right? But you pretended you'd never met her before when she captured us after our audience with Morgan. It's true, I have. But if you'd known Noknarea and I were friends, you never would have trusted me, would you? That's not all of it. When we saw Mash for the first time back in Norwich, that's Mash. That's Mash? You already knew who Mash was, but you pretended not to. You also knew she was in Sheffield, but you didn't tell us. You kept it from Marcisław so he wouldn't go looking for her there. I did. I wanted Marcisław to work with the Child of Prophecy of his own volition. Not because Chaldea ordered him to. I admit it was dishonest of me. As powerful a fairy knight as Mash was, it was still dangerous for her to be up north by herself. And then there's... Yes? You could say one of the reasons I'm so overly invested in Britain's welfare is their kindness. Who says that they are worthless or incapable of doing anything? They might be powerless, but they were the only ones who cared for me. So of course I have to do everything I can to pay them back. That's why I care so much about taking Morgan down. And then there's the fact you were gone on the morning of our battle with Woodwoose's army. We only won because the Queen's reinforcements never showed up. And that only happened because you did something to stop them. You always seem so honest and sincere, but you never tell the truth. You never tell anyone what you are really thinking. Why is that? Why do you keep lying to us? Do you actually want to defeat Morgan? Of course I do. There's not a fairy in Britain who's worked harder to bring her down than I have. I want to destroy her fairy Britain with every fiber of my being. If that means I have to lie, then I will lie. Besides, I'm not the only liar here, Artoria. You haven't been truthful about why you've come this far. Your true motive has never to do. Your true motive has nothing to do with saving Britain. And I'm not the only one who's figured that out. Marcisław is catching on too. You haven't been fighting for humans, or even other fairies. Not for 1 second. Your true motivation lies elsewhere. You just refuse to talk about it. What are you saying? That's ridiculous. I'm the Fairy of Paradise. I was sent here to save Britain. That's your guild talking, not you. And what exactly does it mean to save Britain, do you think? Do you know what Muramasa once said? He said that every fairy is seeking absolution, that every last one of them yearns for death. He said that, deep down, that's what every fairy in every town we've been to secretly wants. Muramasa said that? He doesn't have fairy eyes like we do, but he must be pretty sensitive to the pain people carry in their hearts. That's why you are still conflicted about this, isn't it, Artoria? You don't talk about things like that because you know it wouldn't change anything. It's the same with me. I will do whatever it takes to defeat Morgan, whether I like it or not. So why don't we learn it at that for now? So why don't we leave it at that for now? Tomorrow's our last battle. I'm sure there will be a time when you can come clean about what you are really thinking. That's what this whole pilgrimage was for, right? And hey, who knows, once you come clean, you might just find that nobody thinks it's a big deal anyway. Oberon jak zawsze jest kurde ziomek. It seems Noknara's army and the Round Table Army have rendezvoused. I still can't quite believe Her Majesty didn't even try to stop them. It's one thing to give your enemy a fighting chance, but this is far too generous. Between the Child of Prophecy's protection and the King Clan's Fey domain, our forces should be evenly matched. I'm sure Her Majesty means to crush them, but there's still a chance they could get lucky. If our forces are evenly matched, then there's no chance of them winning as long as you and I are here. The two of us alone could end this right now, whether the High Queen is here or not. I could destroy Noknara's army on my own, and you could do the same for the Round Table Army. We are already being nice by giving them till morning. There's no sense meeting them on their terms. The only ones we need to be wary of are the foreign mage, Galahad, the two servants, and Percival. But I can handle all of them on my own too. They are all fairly good fighters, but none of them can match me in the air. The only fairies who could fight me on even terms are High Queen Morgan or you in a large form. If I were in their shoes, I'd want at least twice the forces they have now before challenging Camelot. But unfortunately for them, the soldiers from Salisbury coming to join them have only just crossed the western plains. The Fang clan might have helped tip the scales if they'd gone over to their side, but they are nowhere to be seen lately. They don't have a chance. The rebel army dies here. Ainsel's prophecy will never come to pass.
Are you sure about that?
Assuming they don't secretly have a unit equivalent to one of us fairy knights on their side. Indeed, as long as they lack a fairy knight of their own, they won't stand a chance. Galahad? Her Majesty ordered me to only kill soldiers that make their way into the castle town. So I'm going to patrol the air and take care of any soldiers that try to get past the ramparts. The knights Her Majesty has stationed in town will never get a chance to fight. And of course they will never get through the main gate, not with you guarding it. Part of me feels a little bad for crushing them so thoroughly, but there's no escaping reality. Fairy Britain's last war will end with a whimper. There won't be so much as a single surprise. The last war, huh? True, I doubt there will ever be another rebellion of this size. But the calamities will not end here, and Her Majesty has no intention of stopping the Great Calamity. Our victory here won't do anything to stop most of Britain's fairies from dying. Do you not think that's sad? Does it not make you question the point of winning this battle? I'm surprised to hear that from you, Barghest. I didn't think you thought about those kinds of things. What was said that fighting is the Fang clan's instinctual drive, and pitting themselves against powerful foes their greatest pleasure. There is truth to that. I won't deny that there is a part of me that's a little different from a blood-starved beast too. The one thing Banshee and I have in common is that I too cannot help myself from dominating the weak. But that is my own personal issue, not one that affects all of Britain. I see, you did become a fairy knight to protect Britain, didn't you? I'm afraid I don't share your aspirations though. The name Her Majesty gifted me is a hindrance, not a help. I'm an airborne fighter, not a knight. Human swordplay only slows me down. I accepted this name in spite of that to remain as Lancelot. I think it was about 100 years ago when my body began showing signs of anomalies. My love for her maintained my form up until then, but even that couldn't last forever. Her Majesty saved me from that fate. Without this very nice name, I would have reverted back to my old self. I don't serve Her Majesty for Britain's sake. I serve her to preserve this form. That's why I don't quite understand what you are talking about. No, that's not true. I do understand, I've just chosen not to think about it. Because I have something else I care about more. Something you care about more than Britain, huh? I do too, as a matter of fact. I at least want Adonis to live out his natural life. I doubt you have anything like that yourself though, that's why I envy you. High Queen Morgan has no love in her, but she does trust you implicitly. She will always send for you, no matter how many times you fail her. No wonder Woodwus was jealous of you. No love, Her Majesty? No, I suppose you are right. She has always and only ever loved this land. I owe Her Majesty a debt as well. I wouldn't be here today without my gifted name. Her Grace made me who I am, even if she only offered it to control me. A debt is still a debt. However, I cannot repay that debt any further. I have to protect Britain's future and his. Ona żyje. It's night time now. Could somebody turn on the light? I have to get to the ball. I have to put on my beautiful dress. Hello, is anybody there? Forgive me, mother. It wasn't my fault, I didn't want to do it. But my lord said he wanted to see what moving corpses were like. So I sucked the blood from one, just one. But my lord was so taken with them that he had me make lots more in the basement. Of course they were going to overrun everything, of course they were going to. Help, somebody please help them. I'm hopeless on my own, I've never been any good on my own. I never had anything of my own, that's why nobody ever helped me. I have no power, no special skills, no friends. If mother abandons me too, then I won't have anything at all. There she goes again. Looks like Fairy Knight Tristan's not long for this world, finally. She lost her Fairy Knight name when the Child of Prophecy defeated her, then Beryl God disappeared. And now she's finally exhausted Her Majesty's patience too. We are to seal her door up with wax tomorrow. Probably too much trouble to even execute her. Now she will fade away with no one ever knowing what became of her. What's wrong with that? Sounds like a fitting end for the most hated figure in all of Britain. Remember how many fairies she'd killed? Hell, I'd off her myself if I could get away with it. Don't bother, she's rotten so much she can barely move now, anyway. She will die soon enough on her own. Hell, you might even get cursed if you got too close to her. If ever someone weren't worth killing, it's her. Heh, you said it. At least once she's gone, Her Majesty ought to go back to being... Who goes there? The High Queen gave strict orders not to let anyone. Oh, if it isn't Lord... Kto? Spigan. I wasn't told there would be guards here. I hate to do that to them when they couldn't be getting paid much. But from the looks of it, I'm sure their next generations will show up soon enough. I got the key from them. Shall I open the door? Of course. Apparently she's bedridden now, so do be gentle with her. But don't be afraid to get rough if she acts up. We don't have any time to waste. Yes, sir. Come on, let's go. Not worth killing, huh? That's just the sort of thing I'd expect such a vulgar lot to say. Really, most things aren't worth anything. The question is whether they are worth keeping or best thrown away. Prices are something we set for ourselves. Even the worst piece of junk can still have its uses. To coś żyje. I have to take certain... I have to make certain. I have to ask her Majesty, High Queen Morgan. It can't be. That can't be right. Woodwus jest rozerwany na strzępy. To jest Metal Gear Solid 4. Że ciało David'a, że David jest... co? Beryl jest przejmowany przez rękę Liquida? Oh, how wonderful, how good to see you are still alive and resolute as ever. I couldn't believe my ears when Spriggan asked me to take you in. But it looks like you really did survive. Coral, do treat his wounds, won't you? Use the best magical powder we have. Thank you, Aurora. You really are a beautiful fairy. I'm sorry I doubted you, even for a moment. It's no use. His chest wound refuses to close. Not even the magical powder can help him now. Besides, the Round Table Army won. Wouldn't it be, well, dangerous to harbor Lord Woodwus now? We mustn't give up. We will gather all the medicine in town if we have to. It doesn't matter which army won that battle. Now that the battle is over, we can't let him die. He's the proud head of the Fang clan after all. He's kept Britain safe for hundreds of years. He doesn't deserve to die so miserably. Aurora, Aurora, how could I have been so foolish? If I'd only heard your voice to begin with. Now, don't try to talk, Woodwus. You need to conserve your strength. I can hardly believe it. I wanted to dismiss what all the fairies have been saying about Her Majesty cutting the Fang clan loose as mere rumor, but... Rumor? What rumor? What did the High Queen do to us, Aurora? Oh, poor Woodwus. Then you really didn't know, did you? The Queen never did send you any reinforcements. She hates the Fang clan for how many humans they consume, and meant for both sides to fall in that battle. Her Majesty only trusts the Fairy Knights now. That's why she didn't even send anyone to look for your body. It pains me to say this, but... she abandoned you and your Fang clan, Woodwus. She thinks you are nothing more than old guard dogs who have outlived their usefulness. Czyli to jest Woodwus, ale taki trochę pusty w środku. Quiet fucking literally. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I won't believe it. Majesty, your majesty, that can't be true. It can't. The Fang clan's loyalty, our devotion, it must have meant something to you, right? I have to find out. I have to. Even if I have to kill her to do it. Poszło. Ostatnia strzałka przedostatniego sekcja, let's go! Oh, what are you doing outside the camp? Are you so amped up you can't fall asleep? I could ask the same of you, Oberon. What are you doing here? Artoria seemed like she still had some doubts, so I thought I should check in on her. Our armies might be evenly matched, but they are still got the Our armies might be evenly matched, but they have still got the fairy knights on their side. If we give them so much as a centimeter, we are done for. So I gave her a little pep talk. I said, hey Artoria, know what King Arthur really means? It means King of Beers. W sumie, prawda. And boy, she was surprised. I can see it all too well. You know how competitive she is, right? Lighting a fire under her words better than trying to get under her works, better than trying to get her to see reason. In just a few hours the veil of night will be lifted. The final battle will begin when the morning larks sing. At this point, I've done everything I possibly can. Though I can't say I don't have any regrets. I've been flying around this way and that looking for something, but I can't look anymore. I'm out of time. Even though you said it doesn't exist here? Yeah, you think just because something doesn't exist means people don't look for it? You've got it all wrong, Marcisław. We search because they don't exist. We can't help but seek what can never be. That's what my queen, Titania, is to me. She's no different than the stars twinkling in the sky. Because no matter how hard we try, those of us here on Earth will never have one for ourselves. Potem przychodzą Amerykanie i sprzedają certyfikaty własności gwiazdy. But we can talk about me some other time. Truth be told, I'm not used to being open about my feelings. For now, you should head back to the tent and rest up. If you are having trouble sleeping, I can always sprinkle you with a bit of sleeping powder. I may not be much good at fighting, but when it comes to putting people to sleep, not even Merlin, the incubus, could beat me. This might just be my imagination, but... What's up? It seems like you are always angry. Yes, I suppose I kind of am. Truth to tell, I've been a little upset ever since I heard you have all been going around raising Lostbelts. Not at you, you understand. More at those who will learn the stories later. I know it can't be helped, of course. Every event ends up as just a story to the people who weren't involved in it. Decades after your adventure is over, it will all be written up in some report. Mam nadzieję, że to jest że to jest foreshadowing adaptacji. Tylko wolałbym, żeby to nie było decades. Those who read it won't think of it as anything more than a lesson to be learned. That's what I can stand. Half of Oberon, the Fairy King, was born from a story after all. That's why my feelings are split right down the middle. As a heroic spirit of proper human history, part of me wants to see Britain restored to its rightful state. Being a fictional character myself, part of me wants to let its story continue. And that's hard to reconcile with the rest of me. I'm okay with excising Lostbelt to bring back proper human history. We wouldn't exist if not for the latter. But the idea of those Lostbelts being neglected and forgotten in the future still hits me hard. I don't want them to be I don't want them to be thought of as things that deserved to disappear. I want people to understand that, even if they were cut off before their time, their existence still had meaning. Then again, maybe I only feel that way because I'm directly involved in this one. People have always moved forward by recording the past. They can't hold on to the same values forever. That we even have phrases like old-fashioned or behind the times is proof we've moved on from what we once were. Do you hate Morgan Oberon? No, she may be our enemy, but I don't hate her. Hell, I've never even met the woman. And you know, the story of this land of the Fae she came up with isn't half bad. The entire era of the High Queen is basically a fairy tale Morgan wrote herself. It's a dream she wanted to see come true so much that she poured her heart and soul into making it a reality. Whether it's a good story or a bad one, I can't help but respect the effort that went into creating it. Which is exactly why I'm pouring my heart and soul into defeating her. As a fellow fairy tale being, I want her curtain call to be memorable. Of course, we don't have a chance against her if we don't give it all we have, so I suppose memorability isn't really a factor. Take care of Artoria, Marcisław. Like I said, my part is done. From here on, this is your battle to fight. All I want now, before I depart this world, is to see you guys win this battle spectacularly. Sekcja 24. 7 strzałków i zaczynamy od walki. Section 24. Morgan. O Jezu. It's morning, all squads form up. Round table soldiers who have sworn to follow the child of prophecy, northern fairies who have served me faithfully over the years, and volunteer soldiers from across the land. As of today, we are a single army with a single mission. Nie no, mamy 3 armie. Ich też są 2 armie. To razem jest bitwa 5 armii. We are all of us now the army of the new queen. Comrades dedicated to building a new Britain, ruled by a true king, just as Ainsel prophesied. You there, Marcisław. I can tell what you are thinking, and I don't care that it's not a more original name. There has been no word of surrender from Camelot, which is our glorious queen's way of telling us to bring it on. Fine by me. I've been waiting 100 years for this day. Are you all ready to fight? To give your lives if necessary? Then let's show them what we are made of. It's time to end Morgan's reign and take down Camelot. All troops, move out. Our first objective, smash through the main gate. Nie mam pojęcia, ile jest tekstu w tej ostatniej w tej ostatniej sekcji, ale bardzo bym chciał przerwać przed walką z Morgan. Więc zobaczymy, jak długo dzisiaj tutaj posiedzimy. Bo nie ma szans, że zrobię całość dzisiaj. Chyba. A czemuż to? Bo ja bardzo chcę nazwać ostatni stream Powrót Króla. Bardzo. Była drużyna Kostura, nie było 2 wież, bo nie, ale musi być Powrót Króla. Na samym początku Lostbeltu sobie tak umyśliłem i tak musi być. How do things look on our end? The Round Table Army's first division includes you, Artoria and Da Vinci. The second division includes Muramasa and Grimr. And in Noknarea's main force, bring up the rear. We have Redra and Habetrot, who have both said they won't be taking part in the battle. As for me, I asked to be assigned to the first division alongside you. Yep, Muramasa and Grimr should both be stronger working together, which is why I had them join the second division, since they need all the help they can get. Oh, speak of the devil. We of the second division came here to pay our respects before we begin our advance. Thank you. We will be counting on your division to act as a decoy by attacking the ramparts while those of us in the first division protect the giant corpse. I'm afraid you will be all on your own out there. The longer the battle drags on, the higher our chances of being routed. So keep your attacks on the ramparts to the bare minimum necessary. Try not to take any foolish risks. Once the main gate is open, you are to regroup with the main force and follow Noknarea's orders. Yes sir, we won't let you down. Child of Prophecy? Foreign Mage. No, Lady Artoria, Lord Marcisław. You two stay safe out there too, okay? And take care of the commander for us. Come on, we'd better move out too. The main gate is protected by soldiers from the Queen's army who are being led by Fairy Knight Barghest. Our job is to safely escort Noknarea's giant corpse to the main gate so they can destroy it. This also means we'll be handling the Queen's army and Barghest herself. Artoria, you will be out from front casting protective spells on the rest of our troops. Marcisław, you will handle the more powerful Queen's Knights and Barghest, right? What about the secret pact we made with her? I remember, of course, we are not going to fight her. Once we make it through the main gate, she should declare her allegiance to the Child of Prophecy, just like we agreed in Manchester. But it's not as though we agreed on a plan. And knowing her, I'm sure she is going to fulfill her role as one of Morgan's knights right up until the main gate is destroyed. So first we need to secure a route to the main gate, then we need to keep Barghest busy. That's what you mean, right, Da Vinci? Yep. Barghest should make her final peace with her decision once she sees you leading the charge. So even though it will be dangerous, we are still going to face her head on. This part is just like what we confirmed before daybreak. Got it, Marcisław? Don't worry, I've memorized the plan. I can't believe it. Do you mean Barghest is actually going to come over to our side? Oberon? Oberon, you are going to fight too? Yep, this is the final battle. Not much need for me to run recon anymore, is there? Besides, I'm sick of being left out. I may not exactly be a combat powerhouse, but I can at least be of some help. More importantly, when did you talk to Barghest? Right before we went to the Lake District. Ah, I see. Yes, that timing would have worked out nicely. Very efficient. The important thing is, if Barghest really is going to join us, that improves our chances considerably. In fact, with a bit of luck, my lie just might become the truth. Huh? What are you talking about? A victory without any casualties. With Barghest on our side, we only have to worry about Lancelot. And as long as Muramasa and Grimr keep her occupied, we should have no trouble getting into the castle. Great work, you two. This gives us a real shot of reaching the throne room without losing anyone. Percival, you guard Artoria. Mash, you guard Marcisław. Alright, let's go. First order of business, clear away the soldiers guarding the main gate. No to będziemy się napierdolać. Archer, Lancer, Caster, Saber. Kurna, wszystko mają. Wszyściuchno. A, nie to. Chociaż w sumie, z drugiej strony, będzie śmiesznie. Let's fucking go!
ダヴィンチちゃん参上。今日も元気に始めちゃおう。オッケー。
A, zapomniałem Golden Body włączyć.
せーの、降り注ぎます。いくよ、撃て撃て。
Ej! 60% na Hokusai plus dyszka z
とても楽しかったとも。
Dream Upon the Star i
上々吉だ。
30%.
シャシャラクラクタートンしたり。
A i do tego oni wszyscy są human.
ボンそじりしたそうか。ボン任しり。
Special damage, let's go.
万象見通す限定。北進より八甲擁護せし尊上の王よ。渾身の一筆を収め立てまつる。いざいざご堅労あれ。武学36景。体大き波浦すさび。
Mogłem tam zrobić artsowego chaina z kimś innym. Herlakowi by to trochę pomogło.
黄金律にも種類があるのさ。発進準備完了だ。早く早く。
そうかい。
そう、君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越える。その少佐を今示そう。ビューティフルジャーニー。さあ、行けるとこまで行ってみよ
ふう。
Wow.
う。いた。
Świetnie przeliczony.
したふむふむ。
そうかい。
あらよ。
A. A. Ale muzyczkę to zajebistą puszczają.
私の宝具見たいのかい？
初歩的なことだ、友よ。エレメンタリー、マイディア。
駆け抜けるは前人未到。未完の馬よ、輝ける轍を残せ。ああ、人生はとても楽しい。ビューティフルジャーニー。あらよ。神城よ、 さ絶景をごろうじろう。ひょんなものだ。
そうかい。
オンそじりしたそうか。オン若知りへ一里弁そうか。万象見通す限定。北進より八甲擁護せし尊上の王よ。渾身の一筆を収め立てまつる。いざいざご見覧あれ。富岳36景体大き波浦すさび。そうら。
Huh. Hmm. Obserwij. Zapomniałem, co niektóre z jego skilli robią.
任せて。トーンときたよ。いくよ。あらよ。どう？これが最新の戦いさ。羨ましい。
Okej, wybiliśmy wszystkich. Poza Bageko.
「暑さ対策はきちんとされていますか？先輩も熱中症には気をつけてください。慣れた頃ほど油断。
Lancer. Formation restricted? Chyba jo. I was hoping I could charge in during this decoy operation, but these walls are just bizarre. They are hot, cold, slippery, and repellent all at the same time. It's almost like they are alive, the way they adapt to whatever I throw at them, damn it. Camelot's walls are modeled after Orkneys. They are 1,000 years old live oak trees, propping them up on the inside. Don't bother trying to destroy them, they will just regenerate instantly. It'll be faster to just pry open the east gate. We don't got tools for something like that. No choice but to hold our ground here. No, wait, hang on. You're a caster, right? Blue guy? Can you make us a platform we can use to scale the walls? Oh, an oak platform to counter an oak wall, huh? Good idea. I will grow one right now. Oh crap, looks like your brilliant idea was a little late, red guy. Look up there. Look up there. I know that sound. Yup. Just 2 servants? This must be the decoy. Too bad. But at least you two should be worthy opponents, and since we've met, we can skip the introductions. We can finally pick up where we left off at Sheffield and the pit. This time I will make sure I finish you both off properly, now that I know how resilient servants can be. Muramasa, I will cut you into horizontal sections and Grimr into vertical ones. Doesn't that sound nice, since you are such good friends? Friends? I haven't known this kid. Friends? I hardly know this kid. If you wanna slice and dice him, you go right ahead. Nobody asked you. Come on, Muramasa, let's show her what we can really do. Course, if you wanna let her chop you into servant chunks, I won't stop you. There, you see? You are friends. You think alike, that makes this even more worth it. Finding a good rival is hard, especially when you are one of the strongest creatures ever to exist, like me. That's so? Then you'd better come at us with everything you've got too. You still haven't fought at your full strength, right? You bet I will. It would be a waste to hold anything back against you two. My name is Fairy Knight Lancelot. Prepare to be sliced to ribbons, you ridiculous divine spirits of proper human history. Wow, podoba mi się ta sekcja. Praktycznie cały czas walczymy. Próbuję sobie przypomnieć, jakie ona ma skille. Może sobie zrobić Invincibla. Na pewno to na tył. O, wiem. Ja już wszystko wiem. Idealnie. No i jeszcze... O. Mocna grupa tak zwana. Historia na samym tyle to nie jest aż taki dobry pomysł. Faki, będę musiał to jeszcze raz układać znowu. Dobrze, że napisali co mówi, bo bym miał problem. Które to było? Chyba to było. Mhm. Muramasa chyba ma wpierdol.
一撃一瞬で終わらせる石灰剣技開始つなげイノセンスアロンナイト
Ta scena była na zwiastunie.
ここから砕くここから砕く
O, A, to zapomniałem włączyć.
僕はやるぜ僕はやるぜ
あの後行く。ああ
あ
燃えろ。こいつで
チェスト一撃一瞬で終わらせる石灰剣技開始つなげイノセンスアロンナイト
まだまだ。カルデアのサーバントも楽じゃねえな。
左右ちょっと来るがいい
Coś czuję, że to jest jedna z tych walk, gdzie powinienem jednak wyjebać wszystkich na tył, żeby nie wkurwiali.
大仕掛け行っとくか。行くか。
はーい
焼き尽くせ木々の巨人。炎の降りといてウィッカーマン。
行かないふざけてる
はっ。
一撃一瞬で終わらせる石灰剣技開始つなげイノセンスアロンナイトそこだハイアングルトランスファーいいよ両断する
6% mi zabrakło. 6.
Just 殺した。調子に乗りすぎた。ああ、はいはい。
はいはーい
ふざけんな。語らってのはどう使うのよ。
神明偽装展開精錬たる湖面月光を返す沈めイノセンスアロンナイトはいかかったかトップトップ左右メイントップ
Wow. O, NPC.
僕はやるぜ僕はやるぜ巨人オッケーはいはーい月を見上げるウサギとて理性のない時もある暴れる巨人をとっ捕まえて勇気隣人更新だいくぞブルカーノカリゴランテ巻き取れせーのくるくる回転ケラケラ投擲
46 gwiazdków.
来るがいい左右メイン飛べそこだ
Woohoo!
こので
You fool! He is the sword. He is the storm.
流派だのなんだの関係ねえよ。強いやつが勝つだけだ。俺みたいになあ。
聞かないふざけてる
Wait for it.
よっこっちだ。よけんなよ。バズさんがな。
Przeżyła to. Dziwne. Nie
君
powinna.
はもう私のものだ血も肉もこぼさない深い水底に連れて行こう
やっべ
Wkurza mnie to stworzenie trochę.
え。まさか俺が負けるとは。
ハ ハイアングルトランスファーやる来るがいい
Dlaczego Grimr jeszcze żyje? Weź jej wyłącz to.
まずは一杯どうですか
O chuj.
お土産はこちらです白兵戦行きますお見置きに準備戦いですから
おじかけ言っとくか。
頑張るです
人の業最悪と共に灰になる。ウィッカーマン。
使わないふざけてるごめん
おう
いいよ両断する一撃一瞬で終わらせる石灰剣技開始つなげミオテースアロンナイト我慢するのですそこだ
やりがないってのも
ここから砕く
Jeszcze jedną turę ma Jeszcze jedną turę ma Invincible. Trzeba było dać inną kartę niż Mark on Smiling Face. Ej, a jeżeli zrobię tak? I będę mieć nadzieję, że przeżyję. No kurwa, oczywiście! O, gra się wieszła. Czy nie? Coś tam się dzieje, ale nie wiadomo co. O, dobra, działa. O, to jest fajne. Ignore Invincible i 25% kryta. Szkoda tylko, że Benien ma nie tworzy za dużo tych gwiazdków. Ignore invincible NP strength and NP gain. Lepiej. Ej, zapamiętało... A, dobra. Nie, chwilę. Dziwne, zapamiętało... formację. Dotychczas miało z tym problem. Fuck, a Stoffa ma tylko 50% NP. Co? O chuj, ej. Może kiedyś zacznę robić znowu interludy. Ale to jeszcze nie ten dzień. Ja na serio nienawidzę tego brzęczy gówna. Jebane gówno. O, terror wszedł. Nawet nie zauważyłem kiedy. Gdybym tak jeszcze mógł... Gdybym to mógł powtórzyć. Zanim potężny Enma wejdzie na scenę. Kurwa, nie wierzę.
マジかよおい。まさか俺が負けると。
そこだ。左右正面。まずは一杯どうですか。どちらのつづらがお好みでちか。
指ならし指ならしっと。本気の俺は手強いぜ。とっておきをくれてやる。任せとけ。
Jakieś tam gwiazdki może zbierze.
焼き尽くせ木々の巨人。炎の降りてきてウィッカーマン。
聞かない。ふざけてる。
燃えろ。はっ動くなよ。
一撃一瞬で終わらせる。石灰剣技開始。つなげイノセンスアロンナイト。我慢するのでち。行くよ。
A, są już gameplaye z Anime Expo z Samurai Remnanta.
来るがいい。まずは一杯どうですか。
Jest, zadziałało.
オッケー。スパッと切るでち。チェーンソー。
アンサス。
お仕事でち。行くよ。アロンライト。左右正面。来るがいい。
Jakich w sumie jest tych traitów Melżyna? Animal characteristic, Brynhild's Beloved, Costume Owning, Demonic Beast, Servant, Dragon, Fae, Ferris... Neutral Evil. Jak to nie weszło? A dobra, bo tu na Black Lunie jest. Nienawidzę tego stworzenia. Tym bym się go pozbył. Zadałoby pewnie jakiś conceptual damage. Defense down. Czekaj, on ma Ignore Invincible? No fuck. Umiera. To coś jest prawie martwe. Nie ma szans, żeby go rozwaliła Astolfo. A Astolfo tam jeszcze stoi i on jest gotowy, żeby wybić zęby gówniarzowi. O, Muramasa też tu jest. La Black Luna.
僕はやるぜ僕はやるぜ
To co w sumie robiło, tylko podnosiło kryta, a tak jeszcze.
僕はやるぜ僕はやるぜ
やることは変わらねえよ。
巨人オッケーはいはい待ってまーす巻きついてまーす攻撃してまーすはい僕の決め顔かわいいかっこいいあれごめんなんだったふざけてる終わっちゃった
Wyzbyte.
やったー勝った勝ったへへへマスターご褒美ちょうだい
Gotcha. How can the foreign mage be supporting you from so far away? It ain't support, it's a strategy. It took a lot out of him, but I had Marcisław summon those servants before we began our advance. O, to miało sens. Nie mogłem używać Mystic kodu, ale cały czas moje serwanty tam były. And I used my own magical energy to keep them around. But that all ends now. This took a hell of a lot more out of me than I expected. I know I was insane to try and look after heroic spirits from different mythologies. You're a mage? Then Sage isn't just a nickname. The hell do you take me for? Well, you just look like you'd be more at home throwing spears. Besides, Gangnir's pretty famous in Britain too. I thought you were a lancer like me. What the actual hell? Muramasa, are you sure this is the Lancelot everyone's so afraid of? I know, it's hard to believe, but yes, she's a lonely airhead, but it's her for sure. That's it, I'm definitely killing Muramasa later. Hang on, that doesn't make any sense. Your objective is to break through the main gate. The foreign mage should be putting everything he has into that. If he had power to spare for you, that must mean... They did it! The giant corpse broke through the main gate. And that's not all. Fairy Knight Barghest has defected from the Queen's army. Barghest the Indomitable is on our side now. Barghest, so that's why your heart didn't seem to be in this. Very well, you have won this battle. Fairy Knight Lancelot has officially lost. Go ahead and tell everyone that the Child of Prophecy defeated all 3 of Morgan's knights. But that's only because I can see which way the wind is blowing here. Remember, I personally haven't lost. Don't you dare think otherwise. Yep, that's a dragon alright. That's the trouble with those dominant species types. They act like they understand the human world, but they never listen to a thing people say. Oh well, at least our work here is done. I'm gonna head back to the main force along with the division. How about you? I'm gonna join Marcisław. Even with Barghest on our side, we've still got our work cut out for us invading the castle proper. Gotcha. Well, good luck. Remember, Morgan's serious business. According to the first Grimmer's notes, she's never backed down from a fight in her life. It doesn't matter where she is or who she's up against. Once she starts a fight, she won't stop until the opponent's dead or she is. She's as dedicated and stubborn as they come. Artoria might be okay, but an opponent like that's gonna be tough for Marcisław and Mash to deal with. So make sure you keep an eye out for them, and if worse comes to worse, you catch my drift? Course I do. Seems like everyone's forgotten about it by now, but the whole reason I came here in the first place was to take Morgan's head. Walka trzecia. Caster. Same walki dzisiaj. O. Jakbym zrobił interluda z Astolfo Sabera, to bym miał na pierwszym skillu 20 gwiazdek i 20% NP od razu. Shit. The main gate is open. Prepare to enter the castle town. The Child of Prophecy's team will make their way to the castle via the western road, neutralizing any enemy troops encountered on the way. If any enemy troops wish to surrender, let them do so. Follow Fahrenheit Barghest's example. Our goal is the establishment of a new order in Britain, one that can stand up to the threat of the Great Calamity. Remember, these fairies are not our true enemy. Do not kill unless absolutely necessary. Damn it, Percival, where do you get off taking all the best parts for yourself? Alright. Two can play that at that game. Giant Corpse, great work breaking through the main gate. But don't overtax yourselves. Fall back to the rear. Wind troops, go help the Round Table Army. Earth and Fang troops, continue your advance towards the castle. Split up into 4 divisions to neutralize the Queen's army. I will lead the King clan through the east route. Bull squad, forward. You're fighting out front too, Noknarea? Of course I'm leading my own troops. I need to set an example for my subjects. If I end up getting hit by a stray arrow, then so be it. Don't bother telling me not to push myself. None of you would listen to me if I asked you to do the same either, right? This is our only chance to go toe-to-toe with Morgan. Last one to the castle's rotten egg. Artoria. So? Come on, let's keep moving. We don't need to worry about Noknarea. There's still a lot of fighting going on around the main gate, but I will subdue the Queen's soldiers stationed outside the ramparts. Once they see that a fairy knight has defected, that should prompt more of them to surrender. And one more thing. Have one of the Round Table Army soldiers stay behind me so there is seem to be keeping an eye on me. That should put the other rebel army soldiers at ease. Good idea. We know you won't betray us, but the other soldiers won't have that confidence. Still, are you sure you don't want to come along? This is your chance to defeat the Queen and become ruler of Britain yourself. I can't do that. I may have gone over to your side, but I still cannot turn my horn to the Queen. After this battle, I intend to entrust the aftermath to you and the clans, and be imprisoned for my crimes. I see, so you really have thought this through. I will keep an eye on you then. Once the rebel army sees the Round Table Army's resident Joker standing beside you, they should stop thinking of you as a threat. But don't think that will be the end of it. You will still have a ton of work to do even after things calm down near the main gate. Camelot's upper-class fairies are deathly afraid of you too. So one look from you should be more than enough to keep them in line. Yes, you are right. That would be the right way to use me. I would have no problem wielding my horn against them. But I am sure you haven't forgotten how I burned down your woods. Do you not hate me for that, Oberon the traitor? Oh, intensely. But now is not the time to go into that. We have other things to take care of first. Isn't that right, Percival? Of course. Thank you for entrusting us with the fate of New Britain, Fairy Knight Barghest. We won't let you down. Division 1, move out. The Child of Prophecy and the Foreign Mage are about to make their way to the castle. It won't be long now before the prophecy is realized. In the name of the Round Table, we must ensure they both arrive safe and sound. They've made it through the main gate. Only those free of sin may pass, huh? The problem is, there are no fairies without sin in Britain. It was High Queen Morgan's choice to have the gate acknowledge that, and still let those sin pass through anyway. Those with sin. It was her one act of mercy, and they've trampled all over it, so I see no reason to be merciful to them now. I will destroy all the rebel army's squads in the castle town one by one, then punish Barghest for turning traitor. That's the part I must play as a fairy knight. In 20 minutes it will all be... That wind... It's from Aurora. Huh? Gdzie to... To dawało quick. A, jeszcze lepiej. Ryoma przecież ma 10% NP dla wszystkich. No to 60 plus 30 plus 10.
はいはい、頑張らせていただきますよっと。ペーネロペ。神々よ、昇乱があれ。
Ona ma 120 level.
あいつ食べていいか。お寮さんの真の力が目覚める。
そいつはありがたい。
へいへい、ビビってんのかよーい。
いやいや、煽らないでね。
今のうちに準備。
木馬で行くとしますか。アイギス接続、後部格の超えり発進、多重化の同時連結、魔力増大、殲滅形態で叩く。トロイヤイポーツ、こいつで決まりだ。
80 kurwa procent. %80 miał naładowane i co? I gówno.
奥の手だ。行くぞ。お嬢さん、出番だ。
わかった。本気出す。
天坂矛に縫われし国津のオロチ。我なすことは我のみぞ知る。天かける竜が如く。やるぞ木馬。定めの化身、蹂躙の具現、せめて一撃で終わらせよう。魔力最大。トロイヤイポス。アバよ。いやー、危なかったね。
お寮さんは全然余裕だ。
So this is Camelot, the city no, Queen Morgan Belt. But this is no time to be admiring it. The pool of magical energy stored here is incredible. I've seen many magical reactor cores before, but this easily surpasses them all. Yep, it's above the far end of the world and its center. And it's just as strong as the tower at the ends of the world we saw in the holy city of Camelot. Also, no matter how much things are going out our way, we can't forget that Morgan still has the sacred lands. Be on your guard, everyone. There's still a chance she will try to use Rongominiat against us. So we need to make our way into the castle before she destroys the whole city. You said it. Right, we can't let Morgan do that, not to Camelot, the city of the Round Table. Rongominiat? Excuse me, Lady Da Vinci, but what is Rongominiat? Is it the name of a fairy knight? Though if it were, I'm sure I would have heard it before. You know, Rongominiat, it's... It's the lance they had right at the main gate. Have you guys really never heard of it? It's a truly massive burst of magical energy which can make a hole in the ground almost size of the pit. No, wait, that's right. Of course you are right. Not a single person in Britain has ever seen Rongominiad's light before. Morgan didn't use the sacred lance to conquer Britain. If she had, the aftermath would be impossible to miss. But Muramasa said she definitely had it, not used it. That's true, I'm sure Rongominiad does exist here, but she still never used it, which means she must have conquered Britain all on her own. So then, why does she have fairies pay the existence tax? If she doesn't need it for Rongominiad, what's all this magical energy being used for? Myślałem, że uzbiera tą energię, żeby pozbyć się wszystkiego. Tego, co nadejdzie w przyszłości. Fahrenheit Barghest has surrendered to the rebel army and forsaken their duty to guard the main gate. After briefly circling Camelot's airspace, Fahrenheit Lancelot has disappeared to parts unknown. There have been no reports of her defeat, so we believe she has deserted her post in defiance of her orders. The rebel army currently controls 60% of Camelot. 42 of the Queen's Knights are still able to fight. We have blocked off the castle's entrance using the movable partition, but we believe it is only a matter of time until the rebel army breaks through that as well. I can't believe it. They got through the main gate. Barghest turned traitor. You see, I always knew we should never have trusted that damn black dog, let alone given her territory of her own. Noknarea tamed giants? Why do the northern fairies even have creatures like that there? This is exactly what I hate about northerners. Those hicks don't know the first thing about politics or economics. Just look at what those barbarians are doing to my prized shop. That's it. I demand the High Queen compensate me for damages. I haven't been paying for insurance all this time for nothing. Now Lady Lancelot is gone too? Then who's going to kill the rebels? No, I can't have Noknarea here. I've been bad-mouthing her every day for years. She will kill me for sure. Oh, but the Child of Prophecy will save me, right? Right? Could it actually be that? Could the High Queen's army lose? But then, what's going to happen to us? High Queen Morgan, oh wise and fair High Queen Morgan, what are we going to do? Should we surrender to them now? Maybe they will stop if you give yourself up? You are right to be concerned. Barghest has revolted, Lancelot has defied their orders. The main gate has been smashed and it is only a matter of time until the rebels control the city. Very well, the time for games with the Fairy Knights has come to an end. I shall change the course of this battle. Oh, the High Queen just stood up from her throne. This is wonderful. 3 cheers for Her Majesty. But now what? The rebels aren't going to stop just because she got up, right? Silence, officials. Prostrate yourselves along the wall and shed tears of adoration. The High Queen is about to join the fray. This shall now be Her Majesty's battlefield. It has been 2000 years since I last exerted myself. I shall have to make care not to break them utterly in the opening moments. Okej, czyli zostaje nam Morgan i 3 stage tego, no. I 3 no talk, no battle strzałeczki. Nie no, ja sobie robię, wszystkie na pewno są wypełnione walkami. Co nie? Tak czy inaczej, 4 strzałki do końca gry zostały. A to znaczy, że tu możemy na dzisiaj skończyć. Tylko dlatego, że bardzo chcę zrobić ten powrót króla. No. Mam nadzieję, że się podobało. Zostawcie lajka, jeżeli tak. Do zobaczenia jutro na zakończeniu. A potem pojutrze na anniversary. Czemu to się wiesiło? Nieważne. Kochane dzieci Boże. Siema.